we're getting a lot of warnings that we got a message yesterday from Prime Minister Netanyahu. We got a message just recently from Prince Reza Pahlavi, which suggests that the Iranian people's turn to come out into the streets to take back the country is going to happen any moment now. And I'm worried how many. We have to see what the Iranian people are going to be facing. Like we know the suppressing power of the Islamic Republic has been limited, but it's obviously still going to be there. I'm very impressed by the fact that Israeli drones are now seem to be getting involved, and they're getting into targeting specific, units, gordons, as we say in Persian, that are active in the streets. So we are moving from hitting the bases, IRGC bases and Basiji bases. Israel is now getting involved in actually taking out, checkpoints and the forces in the street. So drones are they're narrowing in, which is crazy. Like this is on the Persian channel way before like these military operations started. I was telling the Iranian people that this is what we're hoping for. That at some point, beyond just taking out the bases, like the best that could happen is. And here, let me actually show you Princess Pahlavi's message.
You froze for
What?
about 20 seconds, bro.
Oh, okay. So what did where was the part that you guys missed? I was saying like on my Persian channel, I was telling before any of these military operations started, I was telling my Iranian audience that the best thing that could happen is that if Israel, beyond taking out the bases, actually get involved in taking out the units that are doing the suppressing of the Iranian people, right? I think that was the best thing that could happen if they do that. And it seems like that's what they're doing right now. It means that some of these units will be removed by being taken out. It also means that many of the other units will see this and run away. Like in my opinion, every unit that they take out will make 10 units. Like for every person that dies, 10 person is going to be like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm not getting paid enough for this. I didn't know this could ever happen, so I'm going home. Like I'm running away. I mean, we saw some video recording, like the audio recordings of some soldiers calling their family and being like crying, and like I don't know what to do. They're killing everybody. And I told you guys yesterday, like the dad was telling his son, "Take off your goddamn uniform," and he was like, I already have." So let me actually show you. And this is the biggest sign that we're getting from Princess Pahlavi. This is the video. Let me just play the video. Guys, this speech is very, very, focus on operation. It's like it's not symbolic. It's not based on giving emotional motivation, any of those. It's basically very, very direct, very short, very to the point, as if like military, like as if a commander giving the directives to soldiers. This is one of the most to the point, direct, short messages I've seen from Princess of Pahlavi. Look, so it says, "Dear compatriots, we are now at the decisive stage of our final struggle. I urge you," this language suggests that something is about to happen very, very soon, saying that, "I urge you to secure your essential provisions as soon as possible, and for your own safety, withdraw from the streets and remain in your homes. Continue to strike and do not show oh continue to strike and do not show up for work. Continue your nightly chants to show your unity. To the military and law enforcement forces, this is your last chance to break from the oppressive forces and join your people. Await my final call." The fact that he's saying final here is a big deal. Like he's so confident that he's saying that this is his final call. And guys, it's very important. Like again, if there are any Iranians here, please contact your friends and family and make sure you tell them to withdraw the streets. The only once the Israeli drones get involved, the only way to distinguish between who's with the regime or not is whether they're in the street or not. So it's very important that they go to the streets, and then the time for them to come back into the street and capture the streets will be determined by Prince Reza Pahlavi. But right now, they need to remain in their homes. So we are now at the decisive stage of our final struggle. So, guys, remember last time Prince Reza Pahlavi told the Iranian people to get ready for the strikes by the military operations, the joint military operations by Israel and United States, and the day after the military operations started. So to me, that suggests that Prince Reza Pahlavi is in direct communication with the Americans and Israel regarding what needs to happen. And given his record of his last call to action being right before something happened, to me it suggests that maybe right now also something is about to happen. I mean, it's not just me thinking that, the Islamic Republic is thinking that right now. There's so many reports coming from inside Iran regarding checkpoints being put everywhere, that the regime is arming people. They're like people who are not the regime right now is arming people who are not soldiers, just pro-regime people, including kids. They're arming. Let me see how old they said. I could show you these pictures here. I have two. So, for example, here, these are just a few examples of streets saying they're setting up checkpoints all over the city, even handing Kalashnikovs, this is AK-47, Kalashnikovs to 14-year-old kids. The people I used to know in Tehran, or the general faces I'd see on the streets, they're gone now. The city is filled with chador wearers, basically more religious women, and the foul stench of Mashhad perfume. And I don't know what this one is. And yeah, it's like they've brought their people from every corner of the world to take over the city. Tehran is hideous right now. So yeah, they're basically filling up Tehran with religious pro-regime people from all over Iran. Basically, they think that if Tehran falls, they fall. So, and they're even giving weapons to kids, to basically when the Iranian people come into the streets, to shoot at them. And then let me see. Here's another report by somebody else saying, from Iran, saying, today I went out by two checkpoints. She had a 10-minute walk, and she had to go through two checkpoints. Each time they asked me where I was going, lift up the trunk and unlock your phone too. They searched Telegram, my gallery, and WhatsApp. They were giggling like they were trying to flirt. They had guns and masks without only their eyes showing. Oh yeah, two Basiji agents riding a Saman car. Yeah, I don't know what car. Are seen stopping a Pride car in Mershar, Karaj, in the early hours of Wednesday, ordering its two occupants out and pointing a gun at them while shouting threats. Footage sent to Iran International. So let's actually watch this, see what these checkpoints look like.
یک عادی گوشینی بگیرم موسالا بزو من باید موسالا بودو چی کجایی؟ کجایی نشا؟ آفرین اینجا چی کنیم؟ اصلا چی اینجا نیستی؟ بنزین اینجا بسر؟ بنزین اینجا نیست، اینجا بنزین نداره چرت و پرت خدا من همه شورتشم بست ببین سر صورت تو نشونه میگیرم سلام هم مسلمه میزنم به کلاف میزنم صحبت نکن آره آفرین جفتتون این کنار بایستی خودو یک خودو
By the way, you can see the Basijis are wearing masks because they are identified by the people, so that's why they're covering their faces. Yeah, exactly, for retaliate. They're worried about retaliation. But again, but once Iran is free, I think it would be easy to identify these people. So if anybody has any contact with anybody inside Iran, and even if the internet is cut and you don't have contact, leave this message for them, just in case they manage to get the internet and they need to see this message. The most important message is to stay home. Stay home unless there's if there's very short amount of time. If they need to, they should have already done this. They should have filled their home with food and all other provisions that they need. They should have already filled their cars with, they filled their tanks with gas. And if they haven't taped their windows yet, it's really important that they tape their windows. And just do not go into the streets for whatever reason. Just make sure you stay home. That's also the call to action for Prince Reza Pahlavi. Just if you have friends in Iran, if you have family in Iran, if you know anybody in Iran that you could send them a message, just send this message to them. It's very urgent, and it's very important that they stay home. Right, the idea is that anybody's right now in the streets is should be like, could be considered regime forces. So, and the fight is going to get very, very ugly right now. It's not going to be the bases. It's going to be the checkpoints, the Basijis, the Gordons. I don't know what's Gordon in English, but whatever. It's like groups of units of 300 Basijis or Nirantazami or stuff like that. So that's the message. Just tell them, the most important thing is to tell them to stay home. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And guys, if you're new here, the way to ask your questions is to click on the reaction button at the bottom of the screen and then click this raise hand option like that. Jeffrey, I think you wanted to add a couple points to this. Oh, he's saying so.
Sorry. So yeah, if we can, what might be, those are all valid. There we go. So all very. Let me try this one more time. All very valid points. Again, like the most recent like wave of bombings were even more intense than any of the ones we've had before. They targeted a couple of key things, at least from open intelligence assessments, not the least of which is stuff that is critical to the IRGC or the Mullah regime shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. So, like mine detectors and fast attack boats and all that stuff. Additionally, to your point, they hammered the shit out of like IRGC and besiege headquarters. It seems like in preparation for what you're thinking is probably going to come. One thing I can think of that would be really helpful, although they'd have to use only their point effect weapons because it's going to be within the urban setting, would be if we could get like AC 130 gunships overhead. Tulsi actually kind of mentioned the one that was armed with directed energy. That way you can have sustained close air support above the city so long as they operate at an altitude higher than MADPAD shoulder to shoulder mounted air defense missiles. And that would allow like us to put steel on target should any asshole besiege or IRGC douchebag in the open say anything. Like AC-130s put a lot of pain on target.
I am worried given that they're giving weapons to everybody that they can. They learned from the mistake that they had in early January. So in early January, they didn't have enough, even though they managed to kill tens of thousands of Iranians in just 2 days, but they were very desperate for manpower. It seemed like during even they do manage to kill like more than 40,000 Iranians, they were desperate for more people to come shoot at the people, even to the point where they were calling their family members. They were like saying like, "Hey, cousin, uncle, come here. I have." They were saying that we have bags of dollars, US dollars. Come, pick a gun, shoot at people. I will give you US dollars. And even then, some people are like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're asking me. I'm not coming." Right. So that's why they had to bring their proxy terrorist groups from, the Hashd Shabi from Iraq, Zainabiyun from Pakistan, and Fatimiyun from Afghanistan to be able to do telling people that not to wait for command. They're telling people,
I mean, you froze for like 10 seconds.
okay, tell me where it got cut off. I don't know why it's this happening today.
Give me a real quick second, Armin. It seems like you're having intermittent issues and giving what's about ready to happen, and the fact that you're, all of us are, well, you are known quantities. I wouldn't put it past, say, elements of the mullahs to do things like slow roll DDoSes and all that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. But where did it okay, let me just say go back a little bit. You guys can hear me now? Okay. Every time you hear me cut off, just like maybe give me like what emoji? Let's pick a emoji here. Okay.
I can give you
Yeah,
a
maybe
thumbs down personally since I don't ever use a thumbs down. If it's from me, you know
uh,
that it's a problem.
okay, okay. Then I'll wait and then I'll go back again, right? So I think they have prepared now ahead of time, and they are basically giving they learn from their mistakes. I don't know where it got cut off, but they last time they were forced to bring proxies from the Hashd from Iraq, Fatimiyun from Afghanistan, and Zainabiyun from Pakistan, and they were trying to get their families to come and shoot at the people by giving them US dollars. This time they realized that they know understand so the Islamic Republic is not just sitting by waiting for the people to come out. They know exactly what the plan is. They know that the plan is to completely destroy the command structure and then have a lot of people defect. And then they run in people come into the streets in large numbers and basically topple the regime that way. So their counter to that is to just arm as many pro-regime people as possible and tell them not to wait for command. They're telling them to just shoot at people by themselves. Don't have to worry about punishment or overkilling people or making a mistake. If they kill people by mistake, there is no mistake. If they think something is happening, here's your gun, here's how you shoot, aim and shoot, right? And they're going and they're giving guns to as many people as they can. People who haven't been trained, people who are basically civilians, as long as they're pro regime, and especially a lot of children. Like I said, like they're even giving it to 14-year-olds. The children is not giving guns to children has two advantages for them. First of all, they need the numbers, and there's not enough people. Two, if they if Israeli drones take them out, that's a huge propaganda tool for them, right? That look, they killed children. So yeah, it's getting guys. It's a bit stressful right now because we don't know what's about to happen. And no, if anybody who tells you what exactly happens, I think they might be making it up because it could be as good as tomorrow we'll be speaking about how easy it was for the people and everybody from the regime was running away and there wasn't that much of a resistance. But what I'm really worried about is another scenario where we come up with news again that tens of thousands of Iranians are dead. So that's what we're hoping we could avoid. So I have no idea if that's what we're going to go through right now. This is why it's a bit um, scary right now. Anyways, let's go through the next people.
Okay, so I have a quick news update that just came in to me from Nare. She has multiple coworkers who are part of the Striker company. Their personal and work devices have been hacked. And when they open them up, there is a message or photo from Handala. I don't know how to say that properly. That is who I believe recently put out a threat on Goldie and Alika Laban. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So they have hacked Stryker Company, which I believe has to do with medical supplies and implants and things. And so not only is it personal phones and the computers, but they have opened them to seeing Al-Quds logos on their screens and pro-Palestine logos.